able to easily depush, and yeah, and there's only a Shadow Demon really, because Iron Shell doesn't do anything, and neither does Vacuum with this particular lineup.
Well, I don't really want to go up against two experts.
Do it, Shiva.
Do it.
Challenge us. I think at Finn, go Greeks. You know,
they want to qualify.
I'll be fogged in this one. Fogged would have said.
You
go
know,
Greeks.
I think he's like more Peruvian than he's Greek.
Go Greeks! Let's head it over to our commentators, which is, by the way, you, because you're gonna run, and Only Pixel. We'll see you after the game.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Asus RoG DreamLeague casting desk. I'm Only Pixel, I'm here with God's Word to take you through the first series of the day. It is of course Escape Gaming going up against Finem. The game starts, so let's get ourselves into it. And well, we've already kind of heard your opinions on the draft over the board, but I'd love to wait a second before I ask you for any further things, because Finem, they're losing a hero. MNT up top, ganked and taken down by the 5-man of Escape Gaming. So yeah, Gods, what are you looking forward to seeing this game from these drafts?
Good start for Escape. I want to see some good fighting, because Escape are going to be looking to be pushing down lots of towers. I hope Finem take the approach. Let's just fight, go for kills, forget about trying to trade towers or trade for farm. I want to see them just full on 5-man defend those towers and try and take on the Luna plus DK.
Well, in terms of lanes, it does look like Escape Gaming are going to be running their tri-lane aggressively with the Luna, like we see a lot of teams kind of prefer to do, and put it head-to-head with what looks to be indeed just the safe lane, tri-lane at the moment from Finem, having the SD, the Lifestealer, and Spartan, I guess, for the time being, he will hang around mid. See that Thug gets a good start up against Koifer, which I guess you'd imagine the OD would have anyway, so I guess it's just Finem looking to entirely bully Koifer out of this lane, or what's the plan?
DK should do alright. I guess the challenge is getting that level 2 already. You can see Koifa is trying to just chase away the IO. He's not really missing much XP or CS since the wave's about to push out. So Koifa, if anything, is going to do just fine despite this being a dual lane. I think the plan is more like for Finem, it's like, where else is the IO going to go? He's not going to be able to help against a tri-lane. Darkseid wants solo XP. There's no other real place for the IO to be, so the most helpful place he can find himself is that mid lane.
What's the deal with this lane down bottom, this Timbersaw versus Darkseid matchup? Is there expected to be an edge either way here?
It's Darkseid favored, definitely. But Escape willingly gave Timbersaw a bit of a tough 1v1 matchup just because they want to try and win the off lane and even slightly win mid with the Ogre's presence. So they've actually rotated Ogre in to try and help out Koifer as much as possible. And Timbersaw should do well enough against the Dark, so it's not too big a deal.
CS2 in the mid, 7 for 2 on Thug, 7 for 0 on Koifer, so it's relatively close indeed with the backup Koifer receives from Ogre's rotations. Yep, so doing his best indeed, as you said, just to help out against this IO OD lane. And up on top, Luna at the moment 12 for 1, and in comparison to the Lifestealer 6 for 0, so Era certainly having the better time here up against Madara at the moment with this aggression that they're running. In fact, well, 2 minutes in, looking towards the top rune spot where we're going to see a bit of a fight kick off. They're trying to go in onto MNT, but they do have the 3-man here of Finem. So coming across as well, Koifer just manning up and smacking into them here with the sword. Looks like they're trying to take down Yapzor, but with Sin there as well, Spartan has to be relatively careful. He's at the moment just looking to kind of block up Yapzor a little bit with the illusions, but no one to fall there. Everyone survives, and Koifer and Thug just back to laning in the mid lane. Thug still with Spartan sticking around, whereas Yapzor, he's had to head back. It looks like he's going to kill himself, as he did fall pretty low there in that fight.
He's had enough of that, and we'll reset things up. Top lane looks like those open wounds. They're just being harassed down a bit. Madara able to do a bit better in lane now that the supports have been kept busy.
Yeah, Era in a lot of trouble there potentially. One more touch from Madara, he can't quite get it off, but now he's in trouble. He's already used the rage. They're just going to turn and loose a beam from Era, and Escape Gaming take the kill. Second one in so far. And yeah, just frustrating for Outfit. They nearly had that with the lifestealer, but the turnarounds there. And Madara proving to have a very tricky time up on this top lane. 9 for 1, falling behind. He's gone down, and Era taking the lead in CS.
Yeah, it felt like the lane was starting to finally go better because of all the action at the top rune and mid.
Yeah.
And then he gets too aggressive going for a kill and completely throws away that stability that he'd found in the laning stage. So at Finem, if they get that kill, like, of course it's worth it, and that's where Luna has the 6 charges, which were able to kind of keep her alive, but still a tough one for Adfinum, given the nature of how badly that top lane is going so far.
Spartan getting very close to dying there. That was able to tether away. Yep, so back towards the mid lane. Looks to bully Thug. Thug falling low, but has the confidence of his IO player behind himself with the ready.
Cancel that. Not going to get a chance to.
Yeah, couldn't quite get the chance to throw the ignite down. Right, all things said and done. Across the map, down bottom, the matchup going pretty evenly. Both heroes, Kezu and Skylark, getting the farm. No one falling behind here. The Iron Shell spam proven to not be too much for Kezu to deal with. I guess he can burst down the creeps and such.
From keeping an eye on the CS early on, Darkseer was well ahead the first couple of waves, but it looks like Kezu, now that he's got the 3 points of reactive armor, he's doing much better because he's got that regen. He actually is tanking Iron Shell, and with 3 reactive armor plus Quelling Blade, he's actually holding his own as far as farming in this lane. Missed Timber Chain, unfortunately, but not sure that was going to be a kill anyways.
Could be in a little bit of trouble now. Spartan's coming in with the balls now. Looks to chase down Kezu. He's got the 1 Timber Chain. Skylark looking to continue to chase. Searches out Spartan so they can continue to get the right clicks in, but indeed, just with this, as you said, 3 points in reactive armor. He's
25
fine.
HP regen a second. He's more than okay here. If anything, he's the one who can pose a threat to get some kills.
Yeah, nearly level 6. Has the Mango ready to boot as well if he sees an opportunity to turn on Adfinum. Mid lane still. Again, even pretty much a little edge for Thug, has the slight edge in denies, but they're going to make it on him. Yeah, so Boyfa and Sin, Conan with the Illuminate, nicely done there as they burst down Thug in the mid lane. Pick up the 3rd kill so far this game. Escape Gaming, where it may be close in terms of CS, they're definitely coming out on top of just getting the rotations down. That'll be a bit of a go on to Era now. After him realizing there is an opening. Era, is he going to survive? He has 5 stick charges, and he is going to pop them. It's not enough. As the poison comes through, MNT will take the kill. For them getting themselves on the board and just abusing the fact that so much was going down in the mid lane. They knew that Era wouldn't have the backup.
Yeah. It's been pretty good at movement from Escape, like ganking the mid lane when they saw the IO bottom, but then Adfinum do the same thing. Oh, the supports aren't here anymore. Let's get a kill up top on the solo Luna. So both teams making it good movements as far as recognizing when supports are missing, when carries are being unprotected. OD goes down, Luna goes down. Pretty even trade as far as those 2 players are concerned. Will be Kezu finding Luna now down bottom, which means Kezu kind of has to go to the off lane or rotate out of the lane. And one of the unfortunate things with this build, as much as it allowed him to go even on CS, he's not the best as far as ganking and rotating goes, has no points in Whirling Death, just the 2 in Timber Chain. His damage output isn't all that impressive.
Down bottom as well. As soon as the lane switch happens, Venom going rather aggressive in onto Era. Won't be able to dive. Sin TP's down. Backup will be there for Escape Gaming. And yeah, leaving the top lane at the moment, so we'll be interested to see where Kezu goes if he does indeed just look to try and find what he can from the top lane. Has the soaring, as we saw, he had very good levels. Bottom lane again, good illuminates from Sin, just causing a lot of annoyance for these supports. Spartan keeps taking the blast to the face.
Yeah, he's out of regen, no bottle charges, so that just kind of frees up that lane a little bit to ensure that Luna can get some safe, reliable farm down there. Will be Kezu TPing up top, so it looks like he feels confident that he can farm against the lifesteal SD lane, which is more than true. They haven't actually got a stun to stop his Timber Chain escape, so he can do more than all right up there.
Thug just trying to do his best at the moment to hold off this push with Koithra and Yapso coming in onto the mid tier 1.
Some good damage. It doesn't look like they'll get the full tower with this Dragon form, but you get it down to about roughly a 3rd HP, possibly even lower. And if you bring enough heroes, potentially you could even bring it down, so... Just good pressure from Escape, making sure they're getting value out of their DK ulti form.
He's going to make a bit of a go on to Thug here. He falls low, and he's going to be safe for the time being. Fine, maybe next time they'll come in with a Fire Blast. That's enough. Spartan not able to save the OD there. Finem losing Thug.
Well, with Luna, this actually likely is a tier 1 tower. Okay, DK ulti form wears off, so...
Yeah, and look at Sin with these Illuminates. Constantly, arguably just one of the most aggressive calls I've seen in a while. You know, normally you expect them to see them sitting back, maybe dropping out Mana League, stacking camps at this stage of the game. But Sin is all over the map and just throwing Illuminates.
This doesn't look good for Escape to hang around too much longer, though. They're not going to get the tower. OD's already respawned. Syndering getting chased down. Has got a TP. He needs to juke in those trees, but it's a very common spot. He's TPing.
No, he's going for the Illuminate again.
He's going for the Illuminate. He's not going to TP. He's going to throw his life. But...
Oh, he's a madman.
Yeah.
And he is indeed a dead man with the Astral coming through.
Could have gone for the TP, but I imagine he just thought he's dead 100% because SD scouts him with Shadow Poisons. OD has the advantage to cancel it, so not a bad idea just to go for that last bit.
Nicely done there from Koifer and Kezu. Hiding in the trees, getting the Dragon Tail off before there's any chance of a Rage. Bursting down that Life Stealer. Down bottom as well. Eric could be in trouble, being forced back under the tower by this Iron Shell creep. Falling very low as well. He's getting the courier out of him, out to him, so he's got that life steal. But Finem sending 3 down here, and maybe seeing what kind of plays they can go for. Era's still on his own behind.
He needs help here ASAP.
Yeah, he's in a lot of trouble there, Era. He has got the ult. He does try for it.
He can. He could have gone for a recast, but he was going to die so fast.
I was going to say, it's probably good that Skylark cancelled that.
Yeah. I don't see how that was going to work out well for him. He needs to just get out of that lane sooner. Once you realize this Darkseid's creep's given the wave, they want to press the tower. He needs to just vacate that lane, either TP out or multiple teammates need TP in. One TP is not enough. You need 3 or 4 heroes ready to fight down there. But Escape is still finding good trades. They've still got the pressure coming top lane. They took the tier 1. They're doing damage to the tier 2. Don't know if they can kill Timbersaw here. It'll be close.
A fair bit of damage, a fair bit of punch for the surge up OD. They will look to continue to chase him down. Kezu trying to get out of here. That's a close one, but with the magical burst from that Astral, and even dropping the wall, I don't know if that was necessary. I think the Astral was enough. It was on its own, so the wall, maybe just I don't know, a bit of a tall PM wall. I mean, why not?
Yeah, I'm not sure if the wall did damage there, if it hits before the Astral damage. The wall itself, when you walk into it, does a decent, like, 100 damage or something, but... Skin won't make it. Rough time.
I mean, this game is, yeah, at the moment, a bit all over the place. But both teams seeming to be finding stuff in terms of farm, and no one really falling massively behind in terms of course. Obviously, the mid lane matchup, I guess, that's probably the biggest differentiation. Koifer very much far ahead of the OD.
Yeah. He's found the kills. He's also found towers for his team. He took the tier 1 top tower with the Timbersaw. Yeah. The tier 1 mid tower's fallen, so he's really starting to give his team a big boost just through tower gold. That's something that Jacob kind of talked a lot about as far as Escape's lineup advantages, and that's very much the ability to push towers, take objectives, get a gold advantage, and then just try and 5-man and snowball off of that. So I imagine we'll see Escape continue to look to use that DK ulti form where possible to push down objectives. OD is 2,000 net worth behind the DK. That's a huge, huge deficit.
And mech now complete for Skylark as well. So add Finem smoking up, maybe trying to get Thug involved in some more of these fights, so we can kind of get that bit of a cash boost to get him up on par with Koifer. But Escape came in and smoking up as well.
Yeah, with the mech is like one of their key item timings that they get pretty strong with. Curious to see they're going to fight around the life stealer. So
yeah, Kezu's in a lot of trouble there. Ad Finem closing in on the Timbersaw. He'll try and get himself away. Look at the initial chain off.
Actually live. Whoa.
Looking to chase it. And yeah, Kezu's fine. He survives the 4-man gang. Meanwhile, Escape Gaming are looking to put pressure onto the tier 2 up on the top lane.
Their smoke doesn't find a kill, but it's going to find the tier 2 tower, and they push way faster than Atinem. You can see Atinem, yeah, they're already TP'd back. That TP ill-advised.
It has got the life stealer in. And in out he jumps, but into the Eclipse, they are going to lose Skylark. One more touch and he's down. Madara trying to chase Era. Illuminate comes through with Sim, but they've already lost 2 on Finem. Escape Gaming, they're more than ready to fight this defense that Finem had tried to form, but it is not working out. Ends up being an absolute disaster as they just end up feeding 4 kills, and more specifically a triple kill to Koifer, who was already in an amazing place, and now it's even better for the Dragon.
It's an interesting fight because it looks like a really stupid TP initially to me, but then I realized, okay, it's got the Life Stealer Infest, and it's not just a 2v4, it's a 4v4 because they bring in the IO +1. So they relocate in with IO and the OD. So it actually kind of evens the numbers out, but then it's the recall. Synderen recalls the Timbersaw back up top so they have numbers up there. Without that Timbersaw, this fight could have been a little more even, but Escape had everyone up there as early as possible. And they also just bursted down the easy to kill heroes first. They killed the Darkseid, then they killed the IO, then after that they worry about the Life Stealer.
Yeah, and it just feels like just with the iron progression in such a Thug, the damage is not there from Finem in comparison to what Escape Gaming have at this stage with the Luna, with the Aura, and of course the Timbersaw, the fact that Quake's so far ahead. It's going to be very hard for Finem to take those fights they do love to look for. You know, this is a team that loves to go for any opportunity to find that team fight. But here in this game, because of the sufferings of the laning stage, it's hurting them hard in these mid-game team fights.
They had some sustain, the Darkseer mech, and even just OD having levels like Astral, some good sustain. Shadow Demon has the save, so they have 2 spells that save, or actually 3 with the IO, but no damage output. The OD just doesn't have the items to dish out damage. Even Lifestealer himself is pretty underfarmed at this point. I mean, you look at the net worth, it looks like he's very underfarmed. He hasn't completed an armlet. Trying to take that fight without just an armlet on Lifestealer seems very ill-advised, and that's something where Finem really overestimated how strong they were.
There we go. Finem again. They want to fight. They really do. They've left the Lifestealer up top.
Oh, TK's Link here, so yeah, we'll find one.
No, easy starts the fight by the looks of this. Farm will cross look for a bit of a save. Defensive disruption onto himself. Now Menti keeping himself alive. Sabine comes in onto Skylark. Nice planning life for Sinner and popping Skylark back into the hands of Quaker. Dragon Tail to follow through. Relatively tanky dogs here, but not tanky enough. As they'll take down Skylark. And again, Escape Gaming with their 3 cores beginning to sail ahead of the 3 cores of Finem. This is absolutely fantastic opening for them here in the first 14 minutes. And one that's going to be quite tricky for Finem to turn around, it feels, in terms of the heroes they have.
Yeah, they don't farm particularly fast, Lifesteal as well as OD, so if anything, they're looking to take fights to try and turn this one around, fight with the Infest Bomb to find pickoffs. And I think pickoffs is probably the more appropriate approach to take. Like, any kind of team fight is going to be a lost cause with the item advantage we see that Escape has. So if anything, you're trying to find isolated heroes. You see a Cuddle mid by himself, try and find that kill. You've got to try and use Relocate to find these kills.
And they have just used Relocate to bring Thug in, but Escape Gaming ready to fight with the Eclipse, already taken down a second. And now they've just turned. It's going to be a double kill for Era, possibly the triple now. Kezi's going to steal that one. Madara's tried to come in, but he's the last one left alive. They'll go for the Infest. He is inside Escape Gaming's creep, so they can't do anything about it for the time being. Let's see what the plan is here.
It looks like they may just push. They're like, ah, screw it. The one he's in isn't in front. Let's just hit the tower. Aaron needs to be a little bit careful. He's fairly low here, and with respawns, yeah, Escape actually make a safe call and back off. They win that team fight convincingly. That was 4-0. Why push into what could be a tough fight against an Finem team that's about to respawn, and they'll even take some Ancients on their way out.
Yeah, now this stage, Kezi, with the Bloodstone complete. It's looking like a tricky one for Finem. They'll drop a Demonic Purge onto Era, but there's not really much of a follow-up. Not a follow-up at all. As Finem need to, they obviously, we've seen in those last 3 engagements, they're the ones that are saying, yes, we're ready to fight, but it feels like they may be just overestimating their capabilities as a team in terms of items and how far the heroes have developed at this stage of the game in comparison to what Escape Gaming have to bring to these fights.
Yeah, it didn't go well at all those last couple of games. Despite using IO Relocate, they had all the numbers there. They had their whole lineups coming into the engagements. All they've really got is a mech as far as teamfight utility goes, and as far as teamfight damage goes, items are just non-existent. So they need to just stop taking these poor fights. Finding kills is the way back in this game, but it's not through teamfights. You're behind this much, you've got to find the solo kills. Use the smokes to start a roam around. Like, smoke with maybe like a Darkseer Shadow Demon or something, and then just have IO Relocate in with an OD, or maybe the Lifestealer smokes with a Darkseer. You've got to find these small ganky units while the rest of your team farm, and then bring in the IO with the +1.
Yes.
They can't look to just keep on trying to brute force their way through Escape. Escape are much stronger than they are.
And again, Finem, they do have 3 members down here on this bottom lane, but you can see Escape Gaming sweeping through their own jungle, seeing if they can catch out any of the members. And they may just do so. They found Spartan, immediately jumped in from Quake, but the follow-up burst is there. And he's down, and Madara now, of course, he's just there with Scarlet. They'll left a nice vacuum wall onto 4. But again, Escape Gaming are already kitted out, ready for that kind of fight. They'll burst down Scarlet on the sidelines. Again, Madara having to hide inside one of Escape Gaming's units. It's just looking a little bit grim for Finem at the moment. It's been a long time since they've found any of the members of Escape Gaming in these fights.
They're not wasting time. They just ignore the infest once again. Madara will pop out, but with a rage TP, not something.
He's not even going for the. Oh, now he's going for the TP.
Very late.
There's going to be a timing first. No, that timing.
Well played by Madara to know that exact timing where the rage wore off as the TP completed.
It's fine. Rage lasts for years.
That's like a kind of play I've tried to make before, and then I'll completely fuck it up, and I'm like, oh, whoops, my TP got cancelled. What happened? Like you do it as a jug too. Your Blade Fury TPing. You're like, I won't TP as soon as the Blade Fury starts. I'll wait till the creep wave's dead. Nope, you're dead. Your TP got cancelled. But oh god, just seeing the net worth is just ugly right now between the two teams. 14 Bloodstone charges on the Timbersaw. Kezu's in great shape. Era's the one character that seems to be getting focused down a bit, but even he's out farming every Adfinem player. You look paid at mid. Well, speaking of Era's rough time, it continues, I guess.
Yeah, nice little play there from Adfinem.
That's what they're going to do. Find the solo picks. We've been saying it for a while now. They've got to find the solo pick-offs. That's a 600 gold kill just for one Luna, who's not the top net worth hero by any means. No. 1400 gold swing. Easy. Oh, and possibly another kill, but that was the TP cancel.
Neatly played by Sin. Straight out off the vacuum. No other way that they could stop that. And they didn't have what Echo Saber from Madara. But over on the side of Escape Gaming, Sin's picked up a smoke. And Japsol now has a 4-staff to help himself in these fights. But Escape Gaming, I mean, we saw obviously back in the qualifiers glimpses of this kind of performance in some of the games where Escape Gaming, if they get the draft right, if they get the laning stage right, they are an incredibly scary lineup to go against.
And their qualifier one was definitely one of the more unlucky ones as far as being a team who'd been playing high-level Dota for a while and just didn't quite win the one thing needed to. One of the things where the format maybe just hurting them a bit, and also the fact they've played so many games, they're perhaps just feeling that fatigue a bit. Last time they versed Adfinem in the TI qualifiers, they're the ones who knocked them out 2-1, so Escape's definitely not a team you can ever underestimate.
Oh, and Koifer, he's stunned him up, taking him down there with the boys on Escape. Spartan going out to the side, but they're not interested in him. They're interested in Madara.
They ping him.
He has got Rage TP though. Oh, the BM's stunned.
Doink.
He did call for pause quite before. I think it's evident that Madara's having issues.
He called for the pause, but he could have paused the game. He didn't pause the game. You know? I mean, that stun is fine.
If you get the chance to stun him, you're going to stun him.
Look,
I mean,
if the game's not paused and you find the life, they don't know that he's paused because of the lifestealer. You know, Koikva just thinks he's found the lifestealer there. And if
I don't blame Koikva. You see the unit, you stun the unit. But I'm saying this could be because Madara, that's a little bit out of character. Kind of just goes to the side.
He almost looked like he's AF because he could have raged TP. He could have raged TP.
Yeah, that's the thing.
With an Eclipse, that could be a kill as well.
Yeah, that's the question. Does he actually get out now if he rages after the Dragon Tail stun?
It's probably.
They've got a lot of damage, but with Armlet, Koifa, and Era there. So
he's got
I think it's
1600 HP. It's close. Hard to say. I'm not a mathematician. I'm just a Dota caster.
TP.
Well, I think the way they kill him is if they Eclipse right away and get him before he rages. Like get like a good 3 or 4 beams.
They're Eclipse. No, it does it. It does it. So, Escape Game, no mercy from these boys.
You got to stun right away. It's one of those things, you're a DK versus lifesteal, getting the stun before rage is the way you play.
And you're right, I've been into the force themselves. Maybe it wasn't Madara, maybe that was just Madara making a mistake.
I think it was being polite, saying, let's pause before he actually pauses to give Escape notice that they're about to pause, but who knows who was lagging, who knows what was going on. Either way, Adfinem lose a key hero at that, and it will be a straightforward Roshan. Yeah, it's still a straightforward Roshan. Don't know what that was.
Well, that was, it was with the ward up there. Yap forced him in. He saw the arm, like, okay, here he comes.
Well played.
Oh dear. Alright, well, there you have it.
It looks like the eye was just like flying in himself.
I was like, what? Did he just tear the roach yet?
Yeah, there's nothing to tether to, so.
Yeah, it didn't.
Nicely played by Yappy.
Yeah.
Gets his team another kill. Gets his team a bigger lead, and Escape cruising.
They really are. I mean, it's over 10k net worth. They have Aegis on Era. Very much ready for the next fight. Thug still trying his best to catch up. He's level with Madara, but still very much behind the cause of Escape Gaming. Another couple of fights though, and if Finem are able to swing them in their own favor, they could certainly close that gap. But it's looking hard. As Escape Gaming just pretty tight performance so far.
And it's always, when you're ahead like this, sometimes the split push can be annoying, but that's where having Cuddle recall is very useful. It means you can have a Luna or some hero pushing out a lane, and yeah, they could be a little bit worried about getting picked off, but they can always be recalled back to the push. So
yeah,
we've seen Sin use the recall very well this game so far. The fight at top lane where he pulled back in the Timbersaw, he pulls an Era there. Era was just farming the jungle, trying to get some more items up, and able to maintain some level of farm while going for towers. Now he's going to recall in the Timber, it looks like. Just make sure everyone's good and ready to go.
Yeah, maybe with the Aces they can try for something a little bit more in the tier 2. And we'll see how much they want to try and get done. They've got a good duration left on the Elder Dragon for Escape Gaming. I think they're very much ready to take this up onto the tier 3. What is Finem's response going to be? The Dara trying to go in with the open wounds. He needs to be a defensive Astral onto himself. He's really falling down to half health. They'll drop the ball. Demonic Purge onto Quaver. Quaver taking a serious amount of damage here actually from a Dara, falling relatively low. He may be able to arm the toe to keep himself alive. Looks like he won't need to even do that at the moment. He's able to get himself just far enough away to stop Madara from chomping down on it.
Now the question for Escape is more the sustain if they go for a push. They don't have a mech. They don't have a Nag Scepter on Coddle. That's all the other item I was looking for. He's going for the Force Staff as well, so they don't even have an Urn of Shadows, it looks like, which means just having any kind of sustain for the push is somewhat limited. But Yepster sees the struggles as far as that high ground push goes, and while sustain items are a bit pricey, he just picks up a casual medallion. He can turn this into the Solar Crest, putting that on the DK when he's pushing high ground.
Oh, Era! He needs a lot of help.
That's been ages.
He does. The question is if they can take him down twice. That's once.
Take the one kill and run, I assume, but...
They're sticking around up in him. They really want to do it. Madara looking to lead forward, coming in across the tree line. Vacuum actually brings Japsor in, rage up on Madara, but Kezu already bursting down Io on the back line. Shackle's going to miss MNT. Thug comes in with a big Sanities to blow up Era, take down a second. In fact, they may get Quaper as well. He'll be astraled up. I think the astral up itself will kill him, and it will indeed. That's going to be a triple kill for Thug. Kezu, he'll have to kill himself here. It's Finem taking an absolutely perfect fight, giving them the real kicker that they need to bring themselves back up to par with the position that Escape Gaming got themselves into. A 6k gold swing, maybe even more if they can take this tier 2 in a great fight for Thug, getting him a lot of money and bringing him right back into the game on the OD.
Yeah, just ballsy play, sticking around, not hesitating to go for that second kill on the Luna. It looked like it's kind of, you're so close to the enemy tower there. I feel like the safe play that most teams are going to make is, hey, let's back off. They're by a tower. This is going to turn into a 5v5 fight. We're behind an item. It's not going to go well, but I believe Admin just kind of recognized that the DK was still really low on HP. He wasn't actually able to fight. He still got recalled into the fight, like on a 5th HP. He was just free food for Finem, and Thug got off a really nice ultimate on Luna. Luna, who just doesn't quite have the items to fight, particularly into an OD, not having a BKB, means that he doesn't really match up all too well post Aegis. He can't just like BKB and fight or BKB ulti. He still had to run, and he couldn't run fast enough.
One more of those fights going that way, and Finem will have definitely swung this game back into their hands, as we see just how much of a gap closer that last engagement was. Thug sitting in on 2.8k gold straight up in his pocket at the moment, and that's with a Hurricane Pike complete as well. So Thug looking very, very good for himself. I mean, what do you think he gets now with this influx of gold? What is the item after the Hurricane Pike? Any game where you know, 21-10 in 25 minutes, there's a lot of fighting.
I like the Shivers a lot. It's a good AoE slow. It's also good at negating some of the physical damage output of Escape. The Luna and DK just will attack that much slower into the Shivers aura, so it seems like a pretty stable item pickup. It's not, you know, you're going to get some good value out of it. It's not like as big of a game winner as maybe something like a Hex can be. But Hex is also an item where if your OD gets initiated on, you may not get a good chance to use it. So the Shivers to me is like the safe pickup. Something like a Hex is the more kind of higher risk but higher reward item.
Yes. Talking about Shivers, there's one already done now. Okay, so for Skylark.
Maybe not going double Shivers then, now they've got one.
No.
OD perhaps consider something like the Hexes, as said. Blink or a BKB is also possible. Against Timbersaw Luna, BKB is very good too, so.
Madara actually jumping out onto Era here, making a bit of a go. He opens runes of the rage. Era will bounce to start the open moves off, but the relocate comes in on the backlines. But actually turn though, immediately take down Io. Era going in with the Eclipse, looking for Madara, but he jukes it out into the tree line. He's going to get himself out with the TP. So at the moment, Finem only to lose the the Io. They may be about to lose the OD as well though, as they come in and crush him down. Quaifa picking up the double kill. So Finem. This time those kind of plays don't pay off, and Escape Gaming just showing us a bit more of what they were able to achieve earlier, just outclassing Finem in Finim's attempts to find these pickoffs with the relocate.
Feels like there's been a sudden step up in Quaifa's damage output, having the level 16 with the Hyperstone. Even more points in Bloodlust now, since he initially went for the max ignite. We're just seeing that Bloodlust start to kick in, that he's maxed it out. The DK is becoming a real big carry threat. And the reason he didn't do damage in the last one is because they were pushing high ground. So he was getting initiated on, he didn't get any attacks off. If Quaifa's actually attacking in these fights, Escape are having good outcomes.
If anything, that was a bit of a shining a silver lining to that last fight was the fact that Madara was able to get out in the tree line. And Era was searching for him with that Eclipse. And Madara is able to slip away. Bottom lane, Escape Gaming ready to come in with another bit of a push onto the bottom lane of Finem, onto the tier 2. We'll see if Finem want to do anything about this. They've got OD back up. Thug ready to join his team if they want to try and fight this. Madara looking to pose himself very aggressively, goes in onto Kezu. Kezu timidate away, he'll turn towards Yabzor, hit the Echo Saber, slow hit off. So I like jumping in with the Shiva's Guard, vacuums back Yabzor, one touch from Thug and he's down. Thug actually got the BKB, so great for these fights. Limited amounts that Escape Gaming can do to him. Thug will drop the sanities, turn towards Kezu. One more touch and Kezu will be out. So it's a 2-for-1 at the moment. Double kill for Thug. Quaifa with the Dragon Tail onto Skylark, but there we have it. The defensive Astral of Thug and the boys looking to turn it around. Skylark's going to live. Thug picks up the triple kill. And again, Finem, it's this kind of 25 to 30 minute timing where everything seems to come together for the lineup.
Yeah.
The team play comes online.
It's also a bit questionable for Escape to fight without their dragon, you know. It's like Daenerys in Game of Thrones. Let's go into battle without my dragons. Oh, yeah, that's not smart. DK without ulti form there. Yep. He's a melee hero. He doesn't have the AoE splash. He doesn't have the cold attack. That is not smart for Escape to pick a fight, given those circumstances. Once the fight starts, they have no choice but to take it because Finem have such good chase with the IO relocate, with the Darkseer Surge, the OD's
Vacuum, Shiva's Guard.
He's got Blink and Hurricane Pipe. Well, he didn't have the Blink for that fight, to be fair, but they've got great chase. So that just means that Escape are committed to the fight once it begins, but they shouldn't be in a position where Finem are going. Finem knew that the DK ultimate was down from the fight in the Radiant jungle, so they were more than happy to take that. Without the DK ulti form, Lifestealer just wreaks havoc. Every OD has such a better time. Everyone just, all their heroes were just so much more effective because of that lack of DK ulti form.
Era with 2.2k gold. Blink now for Skylark. But this is, it certainly feels impressive nonetheless to see how Finem just, in the last few fights, kind of consistently getting these triple kills and such for Thug when they were falling behind. You know, Escape Gaming at the start, they're having a pretty brilliant opening to this match. But Finem showing us how much they can do in terms of just working together as a team, even when they are behind in resources. And now Yabzor can be opened up upon, bursted down. That's the first kill here for Finem. Quaifa looking to turn with the BKB, trying to go on MNT, but the Glimmer Cave's there. MNT able to walk it off. And now, well, Thug's just going to start pounding into Quaifa. Jump forward with the blink. Era coming in from the sidelines with the Eclipse. Kezu under fire. Era trying to man-fight against Madara. Madara trying to go 1v1. He takes it, but he does lose his life. Escape Gaming, though, they've already lost 3. There's still 3 healthy fighting for Finem.
So
Fall
much
down.
Thug
looking to chase down Kezu. Kezu looks like he may just get himself away. But indeed, Thug in these fights, absolutely massive.
Still looking for him, not gonna find.
He's got the blink again.
OD had about 56 stolen in by the end of that.
Does.
You can see there how much he managed to do, how strong he was getting those auto attacks off the Arcane Orb, just starting to rack up the damage for him, and Finem get some nice jumps. They really did a great job of just kiting the BKB, and then once it's worn off, they just focus him down. We're getting that point where the DK's BKB is getting kind of short, and that's definitely a concern and worry for Escape.
Especially against the damage that Thug's doing, as you said. And I think what's really good about this showing so far is that this was a Thug that he was crushed in lane. You know, they were throwing Asus RoG and MatchID at him. He was, what, I think it was about, I can't remember, before the 10-minute mark, he was over 2,000 gold behind Quakefer. But just through the way that these fights have played out, he's been able to pick himself up, get himself right back up there. As you can see, you know, 24 minutes in, Escape Gaming, 14k ahead. Now it's all slipping right back down into the hands of Finem. And yeah, I mean, obviously we're going to see more of Finem coming up in the Boston Major. And it's good to know that this is a team that you can't put them down at the start because they'll always be ready to kick back at you.
Yeah, Finem have had just picked and taken their fights very wisely this game. They've used their two save tools and the Banish as well as the Disruption very well. I say they've got a third in the IO, but the IO's been mostly aggressively relocating, but like that's how they cut the DK BKB well. They can Astral whoever he's focusing, they can disrupt them. So the way the SD and OD work together is really nice because if one of them's ever being initiated on, the other can then help them out by putting them under. So Finem have really limited Escape's ability to find kills in these fights, and Escape, they've really got to try and get to that back line, take out the IO fast, take out the SD fast, because those are the squishier, easier kills to get, and they need to take advantage of that.
Here we have Finem, ready to look for those objectives themselves. At the moment, it's been kind of fight. Very much then waiting for Escape Gaming to push. Now they've more than enough got the strength to take down some towers themselves. Tier 1 off the top lane and immediately just moving down for the Tier 2. And earlier the question, of course, was whether Finem could stop the push of Escape Gaming, and now the game kind of turns on its head, and we're going to have to see if Escape Gaming can stop Finem just powering down their lanes at this stage.
Well, that's two straight towers. DK is just sitting around that top lane like, team, I'm ready to defend high ground if they go for it, but this is not a fight I can lead on my own, and will be Escape lingering around this bottom lane. They're being pinged out, so we need to be careful not to get caught out here.
I mean, at this pace as well, as the game goes on, Lifestealer, OD up against kind of DK, Luna in terms of cores late game, is there a favorable side, or can both stand toe-to-toe pretty strong?
Luna's just feeling a little bit too under-farmed right now. As far as how the cores match up, OD very good against the Dragon Knight. Dragon Knight, though does remain quite relevant late game because of the short cooldown on the Dragon Tail. It has very high uptime, which means you can constantly spam those stuns out, but you're versing Match Community on Lifestealer, OD with a BKB, so BKB usage is going to probably dictate how the fights go. If you pop a BKB on a Dragon Knight or OD, you need to dish out a lot of damage during that duration, so I'd say both lineups can go decently late, but it's going to come down more just to the BKB usage, which it's a lot easier for Finem to use theirs because they're not versing Banish, Astral Imprisonment. Finem having those spells in the late game gives them, to me, a small edge.
Finem, Skylark holding Madara deep inside him.
Under attack.
And ready to go down the mid by the looks of it. Kezu with a point boost, looks like he will indeed be opting for the Acronyms build this game onto the Bloodstone Shivas. And it certainly feels like he'll need it, just having that extra wave there, because it's getting a little bit messy for Escape Gaming. Finem looking to clear the final Tier 2 off the map from Escape Gaming's side. And Escape Gaming, at the moment, just spamming out the Illuminates. We'll see if they decide to commit any heavier to try and slow this one down. A throw out Blinding Light. Oh, nice force from Yamso, bringing Madara in, but a quick rage to make sure the Dragon Tail isn't there. Tower will fall, more money into the bank of Thug. And now Finem holding their ground and may even go for more with the Aegis still online on OD.
Yeah, unfortunately the life's still low and not great sustain for them either.
Yep.
And they've got the Dark here with the mech at least, they've got the IO, but he's got to just use through his bottle charges. It looks like they'll back off, regroup, wait for the OD Hex, and pinging Mystic stuff I think means that his Hex is just about complete.
Yeah, there we have it.
And with the Sheep Stick up, they can now find pickoffs on these heroes with BKB. You can jump the Timber Saw, the DK, the Luna, because you get that insta-hex and take out those BKBs from the equation.
There's an Aghanim's SD to worry about as well in the mix, MNC.
This item just destroys a lot of these heroes. You get rid of the Luna bouncing glaives and bonus damage. You get rid of the Timber Saw passive, at least as far as he gets to keep his Dragon Blood armor. You get to keep your already built up reactive armor, but you don't get any additional ones. So if you use it very early on, he gets no reactive armor. But Luna is probably the most wrecked by this, and DK gets second most wrecked.
Wow, Venom on the clips onto the Galaxy. They'll actually take Skylark out of the fight. The Hex from Thug, lock it down arrow. They'll take care in quick response. And Finem See if they can find something more. Quaker's coming in from the sidelines. Spots the BKB, focusing Madara at the moment with the Dragon Tail. Madara falling low, he's going to be taken down. They've lost 3 on that Finem. It's Denko this time around, finding the fight with their lives, able to turn around Thug. Drops the status, he's picked up a triple kill. Oh, he's sleeping at the Aegis. Oh, it just expired.
That's like your worst nightmare as a carrier. You hear the noise. You hear the dun noise, and it's like,
it's
oh
Satan's
shit.
phone call. It's ringing up. It's like boom, and then you
When you're low HP in a team fight and you hear that noise, you know you're in trouble.
Fuck.
And that was just Escape finding at Finem in a very kind of chaotic place where they couldn't position. Darkly starts off getting picked off. Speaking of picked off, Io gets annihilated.
They haven't got any buybacks apart from the OD.
It was a very strange way to see our first racks go down because it really just happened because Adfin couldn't position well. Like Shadow Demon got cut off. They didn't get any value out of his Ag Scepter. Now they do, though.
Here comes MNT. Looking to clean up this side. Gets the Hex down.
Yep.
All right, so they managed to force them out. Does cost them the OD buyback, but they keep the racks alive.
It's worth it to save the racks there. Unfortunately, it does hurt OD's item progression a little bit, but he's just completed the Hex, so he's still
I mean, he's already so far
where
away.
he needs to be.
Yeah, he's already in a great place, so it's not the worst of things, but yeah, that Aegis timing.
It felt like the fight that Adfin should win too. They just picked up the SC Aghanim Scepter, which is a big boost in their itemization, but again, Escape just felt like they found finally what they needed in getting a better initiation than Adfin. Adfin had been the ones getting the better jump. This time around, no Darkseer in the fight. And also just no SD. They killed the SD pretty quickly afterwards too, so that also helped out a lot.
I mean, I guess you could argue the thing was there what Adfin had already lost 3, so even if the Aegis hadn't timed out, maybe Escape Gaming could have killed him twice anyway.
Yes.
So,
it was what, Timber and DK. Yeah, they definitely killed him. Without BKB, they stun him up. Timber has Aghanim Scepter or something. Timber's absolutely huge. So
as unfortunate as it was, maybe it wasn't as that big changing. No. But there we have indeed, Luna error. Well, as you said, maybe not where he wants to be in terms of farm on the Luna. Maybe when you see a Luna picked up in this lineup, you'd expect it to be, I mean, for instance, not necessarily behind a Lifestealer at this stage. You need him ahead of the Lifestealer.
Yeah, they didn't really prioritize error too much, and Kezu takes a lot of the farm on the map just because he's a Timbersaw, not because he's being greedy or doing badly. Like you see how farmed he is, and you're like, yeah, I'd like my Timbersaw to have that kind of net worth at 38 minutes, but he's pushing out lanes, and that's giving Luna less place to farm. And also when Luna is farming, you have to farm deeper in the map where you're more exposed. So that is, those two are kind of connected as far as it is. I mean, even the DK, that's another hero that wants a lot of farm. There's just not enough farm to go across the board for all 3 of these cores to have 20k net worth.
Oh, they want to fight after him, and they go with a relocate straight onto Error. He pops the BKB, but the damage is too much with the Demonic Purge from MNT. They'll take Error out, down and on the sidelines for a minute.
He did 0 with his right clicks there. There was no bouncing glaives. There was no Luna Aura. That was just a little kidding.
It's a man without buyback as well. I believe he did just pick up the talisman from the secret shop.
Yep.
So going in on the purchase, and that's going to mean that buyback is not available for this map. Push in from Finem down mid lane. We'll see how much they can get away with. We obviously saw Escape Gaming making attempts earlier for the racks. Wasn't successful. See if Finem have a bit more better luck still. And of course the second Demonic Purge up and available for MNT. He's nearly going to have the second charge on top of that as well in a second. BKB is done for Kezu. So Kezu, he's got a lot of items. He's in a great place. We'll see if there's going to be enough though to stop these kind of pushes. Dara, thinking about manning up. Kezu will jump forward. Not going to hit any of his spells though. Turn around and Dara goes in with the open wounds. Knife back to Monster 2, but immediately out, forcing himself out. Kezu pops the BKB. Looking to turn onto Skylark. Chakram comes out, hits the slow. Onto Thugger's Spine on the back of it. And looks to be enough to scare Finem off. So they will manage to hold the base. As we're seeing, of course, Kezu at this stage can kind of roll around on the front lines. Very hard for Finem to control and take down this Timbersaw at the mass that Kezu has assumed.
He's that scary front liner that Adfin just can't really easily deal with right now. The OD theoretically can, but you don't want to be engaging into the front lines too much as an OD. It's kind of a scary proposition with your BKB getting kind of shorter and shorter as the game goes on. The DK stun, the Eclipse. Luna was just about to respawn when Adfin backed off. They were really respecting that Luna respawn when they didn't force the issue going for the racks. They're happy just with the tier 3 tower for now.
Escape Gaming actually smokes up. Let's see if they do find anything there. It's going to come off. They will reveal themselves at least in terms of suspending the smoke. And the question is if Finem want to come out and try and find them. They're staying behind their racks on the mid lane at the moment.
They've actually got the Solar Crest to go with the Talisman of Evasion, so they're really trying to capitalize on OD and Lifestealer not wanting to build MKBs. Neither hero naturally builds in. I mean, OD doesn't build into it all. Lifestealer can, but it's not really ideal time to have to buy as a Lifestealer. OD more likely build something like a Bloodthorn.
They're ready for this one, immediately jumping in onto the dark here, defensive disruption coming through, keeping Skylark alive, and with the Lotus Storm is going to be fine again with defensive angle, and that's allowing them to just move it. Thug drop the sanity, but Kezi comes through massive amounts of damage as he bursts down the SD, turns towards Spartan. Spartan able to get himself away, but it doesn't matter, he still ticks out. They've lost 2, Athana's going to buy back on those, but Escape Gaming, they've got the bigger casualties at the moment. 3 down, 2 at the course, quite for an error, dead at the moment, no buyback available, and with these buybacks, Athana they can go for something big. Yapso try for the TP out, isn't going to make it. Thug gets the touch in, a 4th down on Escape Gaming. Kezu trying to escape. Looks like he'll get himself away, but he's kind of got to hold the fort at the moment. What's Finem with the full lineup back up due to those buybacks at Escape Gaming. They have a buyback available on Era, but Koifa, Yapso, and Sin are going to have to watch this siege from the sidelines.
Yeah, and even with like a Koifa respawn in 30 seconds, he'll be respawning without the Dragon form, so not going to be easy for him to even offer much until that cooldown comes back up. And Kezu is kind of on his own at this point as far as fighting and defending goes. Looking like a
Right through backdoor protection to jump in. Hex onto Kezu, the man that's been pretty much unkillable, is just going to be ripped to shreds just like that.
5v1 will do that for him, and looking like it should be a rack, but possible buyback from Timbersaw could repel at Finem.
Amadara seeing if he can fire Cinder and if he can get a lock onto it. Trying to take the attention away from mid lane. Maybe let his team go back into the fact the team want to fight. Jump in with the vacuum. Hex up onto Era. Era taken down again. Down for 70 seconds. Koifa, he'll be turned upon as well. Now with the break, the Dragon's look gone. So much damage coming out of him. Again, the second demonic purge onto Yapsa, holding at the sidelines, but Madara is going to turn his attention towards Kezu. Kezu's trying to go into the BKB with the initial blade, holds him back. Lifestealer chunking down onto him. Kezu turning across. He's looking to try and finish off Thug. Thug taking a couple of chakras to the face, but the defensive battle is there. Kezu's starting to fall relatively low. And again, the vacuum from Skylark onto 3. Kezu change across Thug. He's going to survive though. Escape Gaming will lose a 3rd. And Finem turn their attentions back towards the objectives. Only Sind and Yapsor left alive, and that's only for the time being as Madara comes in. First hit bash, a good fire blast, the triple metal cast holds Madara back, as Yapsor will save Sind's life.
That OD was just so low, Kezu's trying to kill him. He astrals himself into disrupting on himself, into another potential astral. He's just got unlimited save between these 2 spells. The astral cooldown combined with the disruption while it's on cooldown means that he's like permanently banished, and at Finem, they've been behind in gold for most of the game, have found a way to break through the racks. They'll probably end up on top in terms of net worth, but it has been a somewhat uphill battle for them, but they've managed to turn this game around and looks like take the win here. Mega Creep's very close to being acquired, and Escape have to come up with a miraculous team fight.
Trying to go on to Madara, but there's a relocate from Spartan. Ready to come in and help the boy. 3-man back again from Skylark. Hughes having his close coming in. Koifa will try and turn. Troll Thug now. Actually managed to take him down. He's down for 107 seconds. Of course, no buyback available. Koifa moving in onto Skylark. Can they finish off something else here? Escape Gaming again with the multi-card. Yapso getting lucky. It's all just skill. Takes down the Darks here.
And it's the Escape.
With that newly found
they can't afford to lose him. He has no buyback. If he dies, the potential Escape 5-man push mid could be devastating, but doesn't look like they'll catch Shadow Demon. And OD's buyback has come back up just soon enough. It was the supports, the SD and the IO who used their buyback, so those were the precious heroes to try and keep alive, and they did manage to not go down there in the end. So Escape, not even attempting a push mid to force those buyback. It seems they're just happy to have kept themselves in this game by protecting their last final lane of racks in the top lane.
It's, well, you said you want a loss of fighting. We're certainly getting it, it feels like at the moment. Both teams going all out on these engagements. Sin has to be a little bit careful here, as Madara, he'll be happy trying to find this. The question is if they can actually punish Madara for coming this far down the lane.
That's a rage. Can they go on him with the Luna? There's an IO relocated. It's so dangerous.
Oh, okay, he leaves the creep alive.
Cheeky.
He's a smart man. And yeah, Nothing that Escape Gaming could do about that, apart from follow the creep down if they want to try and go on it, but indeed worried that there may be backup from Finem there in time. Now Finim's going to have the full team back up in 10 seconds with Thug returning to the map. And Madara now has that MKB available, so Solar Crest, Butterfly, Blinding Light, not going to be an issue anymore for this Lifestealer.
Yep, it's a good life for him for this upcoming team fight, and as Finem with 4 racks advantage, they can play it safe and slow, wait for Roshan. It is up now, but perhaps wait to see what Escape do, whether they're defending their other lanes or going to try and take it a fight around the pit themselves.
That's what Finem doing.
Scout illusions, I guess, and play it safe. Find Escape on the map first. Get all the information you can. They've got Disruptor's illusions. They scout out probably the enemy jungle, probably around the pit. Just get the intel and then use that intel to decide whether you take Roche yourself.
They're jumping in and going straight for Roche. Kez is actually TP'd out of this one to clear out the mid lane. They went up Timber for this. Yeah. Sorry, yeah, you are correct, Jeff. But it's, whatever happens is too late. Finem just ripped Roshan to pieces. And the rest of Escape Gaming trying to get themselves out. So immediately with the TP. But again, Finem finding the objectives, and Escape Gaming just seeming to be a step behind at this stage.
Yeah, Escape just weren't ready for how fast Finem killed Roche there, it looked like. They just hugged the cliff to get into the pit. Even though there's that Radiant Ward at the bottom rune spot, it felt like just Escape didn't really recognize what was going on, or at least didn't feel confident to fight it, and now they're fighting into an Aegis to try and defend their last lane of racks. That is a daunting task for this team.
Kezu, he is actually the focus at the moment from from Finem, sorry. He's hiding in the trees. Trying to jump forward and find him, but he easily just blinks. Watts is out. Finem will just work this lane back over onto the side of Escape Gaming's map. Escape Gaming smoked up and ready for action. We'll be fighting into an Aegis though, so quite a ballsy play potentially here coming out from Escape Gaming, and
they probably feel like
it pays off.
Yeah, they have to catch him by surprise when they're not ready or positioned right. They want to catch the SD ideally. He's the biggest problem here in the fights with the Ag's break, as well as the disruption save. So they're going to be looking for him. Unfortunately, it looks like his positioning in those trees on the left side is going to be very difficult to get to. That's also good.
Yeah, that's the IO out of the fight. Skylar coming in there with a 3-man vacuum, drops the wall as well. MNC coming in from the backlines. One demonic purge down to Quaker. Quaker trying to bring down Skylar. The Eclipse will help out. They'll take down Darkseer once, but he's the man with the Aegis. He's back for round 2. Thug, Astraling himself taking massive amounts of damage from Era, but the initial blade down onto the Luna Era, toggling it away with the Mantle Style, tries to turn, but the bashes are real from Madara. A third to be dropped on the side of Escape Gaming. Finem did end up losing both supports and the Lifestealer. Quaker at the moment actually having to hang back. He does not have a TP, so he's actually got to walk his way back to base. No buyback on Yaps or Sind or Era, so the racks are open for business. With Finem come piling down this top lane. The jump in is there. Hexed up, Kezu trying to timber a chain away, but the bash comes through. Finem to take another, and with Escape Gaming being Mega Crew at this stage, it could pretty much all be over here in game 1. As Finem hitting hard. Escape Gaming looking to keep themselves in this and may try for one final fight, but already the tier 4's under siege. There's no holding back for Finem now.
Yeah, this is almost surely it. The Luna just doesn't have the items to turn around a game like this. The DK as well is just down to that 5-second BKB. They're being picked apart one by one. Escape falling as they try and defend their high ground. They had such a good start, they had such a solid lead off of all the towers they were taking. It was like a 12, 13k gold lead at one point. But a couple of bad fights, fighting when they didn't have certain ultimate, has really cost them.
Stunned up Madara in the fountain. Can actually get his way now. He's down. Here we go, baby. A bit of extension to come back in. Speaking there, folks, back up to full health. He turn around, drop the Hex, the wall again, and that will be Quaker down. Has a buyback though. They're focusing on Tiago. Kezu coming in with a BKB, dropped the 2 shack from Spartan, tethers himself across them. And then MNC's in trouble. He's got to be defensively astral. Madara's come back with the damage. Too much though for Escape Gaming. Era with the Eclipse trying to turn this, but again, the back from Madara. Can Era do it? He's on the go. He's actually pulling through. He's actually managed to survive, but finally falls. I mean, you got to give Escape Gaming credit. They are fighting to the last moment as the creeps will finally finish up the H and add Finem to take the